For the last several years, I've been promoting a process called deliberate diversity. Deliberate diversity, I believe, is the absolute next step in the diversity journey. Deliberate diversity is a management discipline that has both a purpose, a process, and a payoff. It operates at the intersection of diversity and management skills. Management skills are the key to it. It is based on the management theory that we all know so well called diversity management. I call diversity management a management theory because it operates very much like TQM or scientific management or any of the other great theories that we have known of that have helped organizations to manage themselves more effectively. A deliberate diversity is not hard to do. I was very careful in picking those things that are a part of this process that you already know and in some way are already doing in other ways. There are 7 steps to deliberate diversity. Let's take a look at what they are, and I'll explain why each one of them is important. The idea here is to move this stuff from theory to practice. I think the biggest barrier that we've had in the diversity arena is that we've talked theoretically, we've used great rhetoric, but we haven't been able to demonstrate that we can actually get results from diversity management. Deliberate diversity is that effort, and it is a process that has been tested and is useful. Well, when you introduce a new process, the fact is you have to know when to use it. The first part of the deliberate diversity process is making that decision. Does it make sense for me to go through a disciplined 7-step process to solve a particular problem, to answer a particular question, to develop some simple, innovative way of approaching the problem? It is not always the right answer to use a disciplined process to do it. Sometimes the answer is so obvious and so routine that it's best to just make the decision and move on. Deliberate diversity can be the right approach, of course, when you're looking for breakthrough results. When you're looking for something that's going to have tremendous impact on the business and has long-term impact. This is when you want to use a discipline like deliberate diversity. So that's why you have to go through a strategic thinking process that allows you to identify a vision for the project and helps you determine what we hope to gain from doing this so that we can decide if it's worth going through a religious process like deliberate diversity. Once you've made the decision that it makes sense to engage in deliberate diversity as a discipline of getting better answers, more innovation, higher performance, more productivity, then you have to do what I think is the most critical part of the process. Putting together a project team, a product team, a program team that is made up of significantly different people. We call it radical selection. And I've adopted the term radical selection because many people now understand the power of different perspectives on their teams. But more often than not, what I find in organizations is that they get those perspectives from the same source that they've always gotten them. People inside the business from a variety of different departments. But once you've been in the business culture for a certain amount of time, everybody kind of begins to think just alike. Radical selection suggests something even beyond that. In addition to having a broad range of functions within your organization, we suggest that at least 50% of your project team come from outside your business. That allows an objectivity that otherwise you would never get with people in your business, not even people in your industry. What we've discovered is that even within a given industry, within 5 or 6%, everybody basically thinks the same way. So radical selection is a remedy for this group think that naturally sets in any organization. Radical selection, it is the key to deliberate diversity and probably the biggest step that you will make in developing breakthrough ideas using this tool as a catalyst.